Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the Art Review series, and today we'll be checking out the work of Tony. I think it's Tony, or Tano, sorry. Tano Bonfanti. So I found this artist on Instagram, and they kind of remind me of another artist named Milan Nikolic. Like I've reviewed that guy's work like way back, like years ago, but there's something similar about it in terms of like this design where it's like a mix of, it's like a mecha. Like there's clearly some mechanical parts, but it also feels organic. Nivanh Chanthara is another guy as well I would recommend. And I think if you check out this artist's page, I think they mainly draw in their iPad, which is pretty cool. I'm guessing Procreate, based on their like time-lapse videos. But look at how thick some of these lines are. You would assume it would be a little more like tight and clean, but not because it's better, but it's just what I often see. I do like this rougher approach more, where you can see the hand-drawn elements a little more. It just feels more, not genuine, but it's a personal bias of mine. And I think you don't have to totally erase everything, because it does add something to the overall style. Like when you start adding some color to it, kind of like what they're doing right now, or with this piece, you add some flats, some shadows. It just brings it to life. And I think if you clean up those lines even more, I think something gets taken away. But if you leave, I mean, look at how some parts have, like, they're randomly kind of thick. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not. It just feels more like it has weight, you know? If everything is the same kind of line width or line thickness, it feels kind of empty. I don't know. But it also kind of has a ballpoint pen look. Do you know how when you draw with ballpoint pen, sometimes it bleeds in some parts, so you can get like some parts where it's a little more thick, or they're like blotches or something. I like that look. Feels really, again, just natural to me. Interesting. Quite a bit of texture here. Is that a halftone texture? Kinda. Maybe they are adding some graded maps in the end, or something. Because sometimes they will have like the same image but different like versions. So they are kind of experimental with the color palette. Look at this. You know what? A little bit of Fred rambaud, and another mecha guy in terms of how they draw, well, mechs. Zach Foreman, ZAK Foreman, and the Fred rambaud guy is FRED space RAMBAUD, rambaud. Like they do try to include the inks in their work. Oh wow, in their work. Cool. It's almost like a poster for something. Look at that. Yeah, I think the inks are a nice touch, and you combine that with their colors. Even if it's done in this way, where there's like shadows, it's just, this one is a little more rendered, right? You have more values underneath the inks, but this one, well, I think they have different versions for this guy, but I just downloaded the first sort of image where you had all three. Look at that. The inks are so nicely done. And they lean more a little bit, yeah, it's stylized, but it leans more on the realistic side in terms of the anatomy and such. I like it a lot. It feels so lovely to look at. I like it when I see pages like this where it's a compilation of different sketches. It just feels more filled up, you know? Having like one page where it's just like one sketch, it's not bad, but it just feels more lively to see an entire page with all sorts of sketches. And as you can see, again, they're kind of experimental with the color they use. I'm guessing they drew this for some black, and then they changed the colors obviously in the end to make it more interesting. And the background isn't always white. Sometimes they'll use it has like that toned paper kind of look. So it does give you, I'm guessing, from the same group but just different like versions, right? For different designs. Pretty cool. I like the blue markings here. They definitely lean more on the sci-fi side of things. It is sort of, I like this effect too, where they take the drawing, the original drawing, and they make that into the background. They simply expand it. It just it fills up our background really nicely. Oh yeah, Zach Foreman does that a lot in his work. Super cool. You see how the line work, the ink work, it's not like one line only. Sometimes it'll go over the same lines. To me, it just feels cooler that way. I don't know. Not always. Sometimes it is a cleaner line, but again, it just has that nice hand-drawn look. Oh wow, that's a cool sword. I mean, the character's cool as well, but look at that. That is so freaking cool. There's something in their bag, or in their back, the bag of something, but interesting. There's kind of like a soft light effect, like a blur effect for some reason. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Sparth in terms of the Sparth doesn't do a lot of inks, but I've seen they do have a couple of posts where they draw in like pen or in line. They're mostly like a silhouette shaped guy, but this one's so cool. It kind of has like a marker rendering vibe, like the way it's rendered. In terms of the coloring, I don't know. There's something. And the inks. Usually people would a strategy would be to color the black inks to make it match the colors underneath. But sometimes it's nice to leave those inks in, okay? Because it's like automatic contrast. So if you want it to be captivating, just leave those blacks as it is. This is how their drawings would look like without the coloring. I think they have different versions of the same image. I'm not sure, but I do know I've downloaded them. Okay, I'm guessing they're drawing on the same page, right? Different drawings, and then they'll obviously have to hide like these parts, like for this guy and this guy, because this girl is gonna be in the front. But you know, sometimes it's good to start off drawing in a background that's not just white, because sometimes it's too blinding in your freaking eyes, and sometimes it can make painting a lot more approachable if you don't have a blinding white canvas. I don't know, it just seems, oh wow. They do have some nice noise texture in the end to kind of tie everything together. Yeah, they did hide the heads in the back. Dude. The inks are so nice. The coloring. And the light source is coming from the bottom, you can tell. More soft edges, right? Dude, she's such a cool person. Her character. More vehicles. It's such an iconic look. Inks and there's another artist who draws this way, but I forgot their name. I hate it when that happens. Like, you know, the visual look, but you can't remember the. And oh my freak! You know what? It's giving a bit of Ghost in the Shell. Am I saying it right? Ghost in the Shell, something. The anime. Dude, I don't even fully understand the show or the movies, but I do love the vibes. Yeah, it has that soft light effect as well. Interesting, they're all plugged in. All these like rams are plugged into this guy's plugged into this like wiring above. Dude, is that a mecha? It's like a Gundam of sorts. Kinda. She's on top. Nice schoolgirl outfit. I love this like dress. How do you call this? Where it can fold. It just looks super cool. Although it's harder to draw, obviously, because of the amount of segments, but like you want to draw seeing stuff like that. Oh, this one is so Sparth adjacent, only because Sparth is into like ships, right, or ship designs. The inks are so nice. Quick thumbnail sketches, but they look good. When it comes to the visual language, again, Milan Nikolic would have to be the guy. Because when he draws too, I think he has like thicker lines as well. Where you can see the black. I like that. Look, nice birds. Birdie. More on the pastel side, like the colors. It's a little more bright, more happy looking. And the fact that you can think of these details, because that's always like an issue for me. It's thinking about the. Sorry, just drinking some coffee. It's the details. Like, how do you think of? I mean, yes, use references, no shit, but still, how do you make it so convincing? Oh, she saw it. Just like part machine. Oh, we saw the same image, but this one has less of that soft light effect, but more of the color. I do like this one more, I think. It's more poppy, or it pops out more. Dude. Oh, a different version of the same image we saw earlier. Oh, I do like the purple. I think it was more purple last time. I do like that version a little more. But regardless, this still looks so cool. It's kind of hot, right? Wait, this reminds me of Ash from, I think his name is Ash from Pokemon. Are those tattoos? He has like a baseball bat. Oh, he's kind of like a, I don't know, Yakuza. I don't know. Oh, she's cute. Oh, I love that belly, that bulge. Oh, it's so hot. And the way it's rendered too. I mean, the inks are already good, right? But the way they color it, render it, it's so nice. It's not like a painting. It's like a cell shaded approach. But because eventually there's going to be a line, right, where it becomes more of a painting and the line work becomes less relevant. But here, the line work is relevant. It's still like the leading thing, I think. But the way it's colored underneath, and even that soft light effect, and maybe they're using some graded maps in the end, it's just unified. It makes the inks look even better. If it's all just bare, meaning inks alone, it's still good, but how it looks now is even more hot. Lots of face studies here. Oh, nice pig. I want to be able to draw guys like these in the back. For my future dude, I don't know, just like Beastmen and then some fairy girls or femboys. It's like it's my dream world to be able to create. Anyway, oh, okay. So this is the first version, right? But this one is more dramatic. Oh wow! Look at how the face. Everything's the same, but the lighting. Look at how the lighting changes the vibe, right? Here it's more about the concept, but here it's about, oh, now you have story. And all that just because of lighting. Oh, wow. And look at how the lighting changes. The color is still there, but because of the lighting, it's gonna desaturate it a little bit. But in the parts where you can see the color, it's gonna be even more like saturated or intense. So definitely a dramatic kind of thing. And this is what's cool when you start off drawing it first, because if you're more on the painterly side, you may, let's say in the shadow parts, or like you'll end up just silhouetting everything. I mean, it's all one shape. But here you can focus more on the design first, and then if you want to add more story to it, then you can change the lighting. But because you have this, you have more flexibility with how you can approach your lighting, whether the light source is coming from behind, above, below. Oh, we're cycling through. Nice doggy. Ruff. It's like a Doberman. Dude. Oh wait. hold on, look at the inks. Do you see how the ends are not even like pointed? I don't think it has pen pressure. With this piece anyway. Well, some parts it does have a little bit, but it is compared to other artists, it is kind of thick, right? More bleeds. That is so freaking cool. And look at how you can feel the form of this arm by just adding this like light source here. It feels like it has like a rounded corner, dude. My god. Oh, it's giving a bit of Evangelion, like the mouth part. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm such a fan of like the Evangelion mecha. So whenever I see concepts where it's a mix of mechanical, like mecha plus creature designs, again, nivanh, chanthara, some of Anthony Jones' work. Obviously this guy, Tano Bonfanti. Milan, nikolic. It's like making me spiritually calm. Not to be explicit, but fuck. Yeah, so that's it for this episode. I'm going to link their page in the description below, and want to go about it. Dude, this is so cool. I'm guessing they're somewhat connected. I don't know. I mean, the color schemes. Maybe he's in control of this guy. I don't know. They're from the same like side. I don't know. It looks so freaking cool. Yeah. I'll see you in the next episode. Oh, nice signature too. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.